Right now, protests continue after the police beating of Tyree Nichols, what officials are saying this morning. Also, the January 6th trials continue in the largest prosecution in American history.
As the snow ends, the cold temperatures are here to stay. I'll break down how long this cold snap will last and when we may see our next chance of snow.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. Hope your Sunday morning is off to a great start. I'm Shane Hogan. Before we get to our top stories this morning, we're going to send things over to Greg Barnhart. He's got a check of our forecast. Greg, we got a lot of snow yesterday, and the cold is here to stay.
Yeah, that's the big story now, too. Like I said, we got the snow, so snow-covered roads are still be an issue tomorrow. Even some drifting, too, with the north winds blowing, something that keep in mind of throughout the day, because once again, our temperatures are not going to move much, so we're not really going to melt off any of this anyway. The snow's really starting to wrap up for south-central Wisconsin. We're still going to have some lake effect maybe towards Milwaukee, but otherwise, a few flurries this morning. You zoom in. Here's the snow amounts, really around 6 to 7 inches, Fenimore. That's kind of the bluish area. If you get towards the dark blue, purple, you get into 7 to almost 10 plus inches. So once again, we thought southeast, south central, and east would be the big story and the big winners for the snow, and it ended up being it just a little bit more than we kind of expected. Overall, that stuff is beginning to push off to the east. The northerly winds are the story right now. Not too strong, but once again, drifting of the snow, and they're creating some wind chill problems at being 10 to 15 miles per hour. Like I said, you see temperatures right now, teens down to the south. We're below zero actually in Rochester at -2 right now, just a sign of things to come. If we factor in now the wind chill, we're looking at near zero down in southern Wisconsin, almost 21 below in Rochester right now. And that's really going to be the story, is the cold temps and obviously the wind chill over the next few days. So if you plan that out today, not terribly bad with the wind chills, but still we're not going to climb much above 15 for Madison. La Crosse, the wind chills could be below zero almost all day long. Barely getting above 10. That's even a story, and that's just like a taste of it. If you look at the bigger picture, it's almost 30 below right now in International Falls this morning. So that's a taste of what we're going to eventually get here as we zoom in through the next few days. So once again, Groundhog Day, so it looks not too bad, but to give you an idea, if we're going to see the shadow, I guess Shane will take a guess of this if we see it. Nope, guess not. Nope, okay. Well, we'll figure out that later, because I'll break that down what we'll look like the rest of the weekend when we'll warm up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Greg. 7:04 this morning, protests continuing nationwide this weekend following Friday's release of video showing the gruesome beating of Tyree Nichols. The Memphis police chief has deactivated the unit involved, but there are calls for more steps to be taken. Again, a warning, the video you're about to see is disturbing. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
The Memphis Police Department is disbanding the so-called Scorpion Unit involved in the violent traffic stop that led to the death of Tyree Nichols. It's a move that demonstrators in Memphis and Nichols' family have been calling for. But members of the community say action shouldn't stop there.
So the multi-level gang unit, the organized crime unit, all work under the same umbrella as the Scorpion unit, and they need to all be disbanded as well.
About 30 officers were part of this unit, which focused on violent offenders in high-crime areas. G.A. Hardaway, who represents Memphis in the Tennessee State Legislature, is demanding more transparency.
Who decided that we needed a Scorpion unit with that kind of leeway, with just a wild, wild west attitude?
5 police officers have been fired and are facing second-degree murder charges. Several firefighters and sheriff's deputies have been put on leave pending investigations.
Damn, I didn't do anything.
The police chief told CBS News she questions the reason officers gave for pulling Nichols over in the first place, alleged reckless driving.
And it's very puzzling for me that I don't have the information that I need to at least understand what started this.
A Memphis city councilman is calling for the unidentified officer who tased Nichols to be fired as well. Jared Hill, CBS News, Memphis, Tennessee.
In a newly released video, the Nichols family spoke to President Biden on the phone on Friday. He is heard inviting them to the White House. To some health news now this morning. The FDA is moving closer to make it easier for gay and bisexual men to donate blood. Under new draft guidelines, potential donors would be screened through a questionnaire that evaluates their individual risk for HIV based on recent partners. Currently, gay and bisexual men are required to abstain from sex for 3 months in order to give blood. Getting vaccinated for COVID-19 could soon be more like getting a yearly flu shot. Federal officials voted this week to move to a single COVID-19 formula with possible annual boosters in the fall to fight new strains. They say it could make it easier for Americans to keep track of their vaccination status. 2 years after the storming of the U.S. Capitol, prosecutions of rioters are still adding up. On Friday, 34-year-old Julian Cater, who attacked Officer Brian Sicknick with chemical spray, was sentenced to 80 months, nearly 7 years behind bars. It's the latest in a series of sentences. CBS's Scott McFarland has more.
In the largest prosecution in American history, 2 years and 2 weeks after the Capitol siege, nearly half of the 950 people charged have pleaded guilty. And of the approximately 50 defendants to go to trial before a jury, every single one has been convicted.
This was the most photographed crime potentially in American history. Makes these cases difficult to defend.
Right. And what you're seeing is a lot of defendants saying, well, Trump told me to do it, or I was authorized by Trump. And that is a problem because it's not working.
The past week might have been prosecutors' most impactful, securing guilty verdicts in some of the highest profile cases. Against Richard Barnett, the rioter who put his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk and stole her mail.
I don't agree with that decision.
Against a Pennsylvania woman accused of violent words toward the former House Speaker. And against 4 members of the far-right Oath Keepers group for seditious conspiracy, plotting to block the peaceful transfer of power in America, which former federal defender Lucius Outlaw calls historic for prosecutors.
They don't have any recent track record of trying seditious conspiracy cases, so those convictions...
They matter, and they mean something, and they send a message that the Department of Justice has taken this seriously.
A CBS News review of Justice Department records shows a long road ahead. In just the past year, the feds have arrested 225 more defendants to prosecute, and they're still pursuing arrests of potentially 350 more.
In the severity of their crimes.
Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn helped repel the attack that day and has testified at trials and before Congress.
Everybody needs to be held accountable because that can't happen. And until there is accountability, it's a possibility that this can happen again.
Meanwhile, a grand jury investigating efforts to overturn the 2020 election is sitting and investigating here at the federal courthouse in Washington with key Trump advisors as witnesses, raising the prospect members of the Trump inner circle could face future charges, or even the former president himself. Scott McFarland, CBS News, Washington.
All right, 7:10 this morning, you're taking a live look at the Beltline at Whitney Way. Roads not looking too terrible out there, but Greg is tracking your full forecast and what to expect the week ahead coming up.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Bruck's Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brucksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Yeah, as the snow has ended now, the cold is what we're going to deal with here for at least through about Wednesday, and that's going to be the big story. So it's just a brief cold snap, but really bitterly cold through Tuesday. Wind chills, big story with that. It'll be probably 15 to 30 below. 30 below probably more for La Crosse area, 15 to 25 below for southern Wisconsin. We'll moderate some, 20, still below average for this time of year. And then we should be near normal, which is about 30, 31 degrees by this weekend. So it's just a brief snap, but still, you'll definitely notice it because we didn't have much of the cold air in January. The good news, if you don't want any more snow, it looks like we're going to stay put right now. No accumulating snow, at least through next weekend. A few flurries here and there, but nothing significant. And then we're keeping an eye on next week. There is a storm system that, depending on track, could provide some snow right now, but still a lot of questions with that one. So overall, quiet but cold period we're going to have for at least the next probably 6-7 days. We'll have some clear skies this afternoon, but I think clouds will come back in. We still have a little bit of a wave coming out from the plains. It'll provide some cloud cover overnight, maybe a few flurries, and then we'll start clearing skies out maybe tomorrow. And I think that sets the stage for really probably when the high pressure, you can see it circulating right here, will be overhead that will have the coldest basically the morning coming through Tuesday morning. And then after that, we should have fairly quiet conditions. Northerly winds will continue here. We'll see temperatures rise until about the middle teens, southern Wisconsin, get just barely above zero as you go further west to La Crosse. Otherwise, the wind chills, we'll have below wind chills for at least western areas and through the day. For tonight, we'll start seeing clouds increasing, so that will help to not allow the temperatures to drop too far, but still, we're going to get below zero out to the west. Probably close to zero in southern Wisconsin. Note still wind chill, and there might be a few flurries coming through. You can see a few of those being picked up. And then tomorrow we're going to see clearing skies. Once again, not going to help much with the sun. Temperatures barely getting above freezing. It's not freezing, but 0 degrees as we thought. That was a snowfall. We won't worry about that. Overall, if you look at the 10-day, looking at conditions, they are beginning to. We're going to see them moderate a little bit towards the midweek, get into the mid-20s. Notice the temperatures there, -10 by Tuesday. We could see a lot of areas get to teens to maybe even 30 below. I won't say 30 below, but probably further west of La Crosse. And then we do moderate. Once again, we get close to average by the weekend. Next chance of snow probably coming maybe early next week. And the same story for Madison, too. Notice the temperatures probably bottom out Tuesday. We'll start climbing back out of those, get to average maybe by next weekend. And maybe, depending on the system track, we could see snow by early next week. But quiet and, like I said, sun for the groundhog. I think it looks promising.
What's your prediction, Greg?
I think we'll see enough sun that he will see the shadow. That's my point right now.
And that means what?
We're still
exactly.
We still
got
winter.
Snow. We got freezing temps.
It's still February, so we got still March.
All right, if you say so. All right, Greg, we'll check back in just a bit. Well, hey, this morning's top stories are just ahead here on Weekend Mornings, plus health conversation with Dr. Rupert Shaw. We're back after this.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
This city is magical. Let's enjoy Illinois. Come on. The best New York strips are actually in Chicago.
Wow, folks.
Bravo pizza hot dog. Look out below! What time does that train leave? Welcome to the middle of everything.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs, camping equipment, and campgrounds, all under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets are just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Experience the great outdoors at the Alliant Energy Center, Friday through Sunday, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In this morning's health conversation, I sat down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about pre-pregnancy health and wellness advice. Take a look. The decision to start or expand a family can be daunting. Knowing when you're ready and preparing for a baby's arrival includes many different steps. For a birthing person, health prior to pregnancy can also play a big role in getting pregnant and having a healthy pregnancy and birth as well. SSM Health family physician and wellness coach Dr. Rupa Shah joins me today to share why assessing and supporting pre-pregnancy health is important. So Dr. Shah, let's start with this. For women considering a pregnancy, where should they start with their planning?
Yeah, so I think it's always a good idea to meet with your primary care physician and just have that discussion that, hey, I'm thinking about getting pregnant. Let's look at my current health status and what are some things that I may be looking to optimize before I actually become pregnant. This could be things such as my weight, my blood pressure, my mental health. There can be a lot of things that your physician can just help you kind of zone in on, things that you should probably address prior to becoming pregnant to make that pregnancy a much more easier, you know, sort of transition.
Right. Now, what lifestyle changes might some people consider? Because obviously, you know, it's a 9-month journey that they're about to embark on.
Yeah, so some of the obvious things come to mind. Obviously, if you're a smoker, you want to try and cut back and quit smoking, right? That's not a great idea while you're, you know, pregnant. And then just limiting your exposure to other toxins too in the environment, any chemicals you might be exposed to, other toxic substances you may come in contact with for long periods of time, lead, you know, all sorts of things, dietary things that you may be doing, excessive caffeine, you know, things like that that you really just need to limit or cut back on prior to becoming pregnant.
Right, some good reminders there. Now, should women consider adding anything to their routines?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things you really want to do, and we always recommend trying this at least 3 months prior to even, you know, trying to get pregnant, is incorporating folic acid. All pregnant women have a higher need, nutritional need for folic acid to prevent what we call neural tube defects, anencephaly, spina bifida, these types of things. So the folic acid requirements go up to about 400 to 800 micrograms a day. And this can be achieved by taking a prenatal vitamin. So getting a good prenatal vitamin, most all of them have the adequate amount of folic acid, some extra iron, B vitamins, and all those other things that's needed for a really healthy pregnancy.
Seems like a simple ad, so that's a good reminder there.
Yes,
all right, Dr. Shah, where else can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep.
Our thanks, as always, to Dr. Shaw. Now let's check in with Greg and your first warn weather.
Yeah, we're going to have more sun today, but obviously that's not going to help with the road conditions, too, as temperatures really stay in the middle teens or even single digits. Snow-covered roads, still some drifting possible, too, out there. And really, like I said, the cold temperatures, sub-zero wind chills are really what we're going to be dealing with. There's your highs for today. Teens to southern Wisconsin, barely getting above zero for Rochester and areas up there. Obviously, the wind chill will be even a factor. Tomorrow, may not make it to zero for Rochester. 4 for Madison, so overall it's the single digits to speak of. The big picture, really, the cold snap lasts through Tuesday. We see some moderation with the temperatures midweek, maybe hitting freezing by the end with some snow, maybe coming next weekend, but it's a fairly quiet period. Same story for La Crosse. Notice the temperatures Tuesday morning. I think that's when everyone will be the coldest. We'll moderate some. Once again, same story. Fairly quiet until maybe early next week, but even that's a lot of question marks go on with that.
All right, Greg, thank you. And stay with us here on Weekend Mornings. We're back in just a minute.
Sleep Life got you down? For a price that won't keep you up at night, Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 7-day winter sale, check out the Easy Choice Plush or Firm, now only $399.99. Save $100 on the Aspen lineup, or get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. And score 2 Doctor's Choice pillows for just $69.99. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and shop Denver Mattress today. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Alien tape is strong enough to hold this fishbowl on a moving car. Just peel and stick and make anything stay in place quick. A wooden shelf, a basket to glass, rugs to the floor, and so much more. Alien tape sticks to brick, pavers, marble, tile, plastic, even leather. Nothing works better. Alien tape secures in seconds, then twist, pull, and rinse to reuse. You're dying to try it. Here's your chance to buy it.
Call 1-800-490-1347 or go to tryalientape.com. That's 1-800-490-1347.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of cover up and conceal things, but with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone, so you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95, plus get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Many of us buy dietary supplements to get the nutrients we need for good health, but do they work?
Monday, our expert takes a closer look at some popular ones you may be using.
And just how long will this Arctic blast last? We'll have an update Monday between 4:30 and 7.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather, only on News 3 Now.
Right now, we're tracking the snowfall and road conditions this morning, just how much we got and when you can expect it to be plowed. Also, a generous donation to the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is helping build a new facility to train kids for success in skilled trades.
The snow is done, but the Arctic air is here to stay. I'll break down how long this will last and what the week ahead looks like.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. I'm Shane Hogan. We're going to start this morning now with some breaking news. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says deputies have recovered the body of a man from Lake Wabisa early this morning. He was apparently ice fishing on the lake last night and did not return home. Deputies found a spot on the lake where an ATV may have gone through the ice and later recovered the man's body. This is a developing story, and the more we learn, we will continue to provide updates on channel3000.com. Now let's send things over to Greg Barnhart this morning. He's got a check on your first warn weather.
Yeah, the snow is actually done, but we're going to be dealing with the cold temperatures here for a few days, and that's really going to be the big story right now. Overall, you look at radar, it's getting pretty clear right now. The system has pushed to the east. That's the good news. We zoom in. Snowfall, generally 4 to 7 if you look at southwestern Wisconsin. You get south central 6 to 9, depending on location. And then Milwaukee, which isn't still quite over with. They've had actually a little bit more, even some lake enhancement, excuse me. So overall, a pretty decent system for southern Wisconsin, speaking of early February. Here's a few flurries, snow showers kind of passing through, but I don't think that'll be the bigger story. Notice one thing, the temperatures out to the west, 33 below in International Falls. So that's your Arctic air that we're going to get. Just a taste of it. Not going to be lasting that long, but something that we're going to keep watch of. And that's noticed with the wind chills right now. 0 degrees in Madison, but you get out to the west, Rochester, 21 below. So we're going to be dealing with these wind chills probably for a few more days through Tuesday before we see a little bit of moderation. So overall, the big story you see where the temperatures getting up maybe to 10 for La Crosse. Those northwest winds around 10 miles per hour, which once again cause some wind chill, but also some drifting of the snow on roadways too. That's going to be the story also for Madison. Some sun comes out today, getting up to maybe 14, 15 degrees with that north wind. Once again, wind chills probably around 0. We'll see that overall big story. Here's your wind chill advisories to the west of La Crosse. You get up to the warnings, or they could see 30, 35 below wind chills, but that's what we're going to see a little bit more. And this week, obviously, the groundhog is something we're going to keep tabs on. See if it's shadow or Shane's shadow too. That we'll see if it wants to go in. I'll break down what it looks like for that, as well as how long this cold snap will last a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, thank you, Greg. Well, let's take a live look outside this morning at the roads. This is a live look at the Beltline at Whitney Way. The Beltline's not looking too bad right now. Obviously, some of the side roads may look a little different, but you can see the Beltline in pretty decent shape. As the city continues to plow, so we will continue to keep an eye on road conditions this morning. Now let's take a look at WISC-TV's 511 map. Now this is showing road conditions across our viewing area. You can see, it's a little tough to see, but those light blue lines show snow-covered stretches, and the purple lines show slippery stretches. So as you head out the door this morning, give yourself a little extra time because there are still some conditions to be aware of out there. And here's a plowing update from the city of Madison. Officials say they started plowing at midnight, and it could take 12 to 14 hours for the plows to complete their initial pass. They say all residents can expect their street to receive that initial plowing by this afternoon. And as a reminder, if you do encounter a plowing vehicle on the roads, please give it ample room so it can do its job safely. Now to an update on that massive pileup from Friday night. 21 people were hurt during the 85-car pileup on I-3990 between Janesville and Beloit. The pileup closed the freeway down for the majority of the day. The accident was first reported around 12:30 in the afternoon and wasn't until 8 o'clock Friday night that southbound traffic began moving again. By 9:30, both lanes of travel were reopened. Luckily, none of the reported injuries were considered life-threatening. Also in Janesville, a 25-year-old man was arrested Friday night, accused of trying to steal cars from a Walmart parking lot. Janesville police officers say the man had been trying car doors in the lot and later tried to pull a 73-year-old man out of his vehicle. He was able to drive away and report the attempted carjacking to police. The suspect reportedly left his shoe in the victim's car. Officers were able to track the man down by using surveillance footage from Walmart. He was located at a motel and taken into custody. And as a reminder, per our station policy, we are not naming the suspect until he has been formally charged. 7:31 now. Members of Wisconsin's Republican Party gathered Saturday to celebrate Derek Van Orden's election to Wisconsin's 3rd District. Representatives at the county caucus were encouraged to renew their memberships with the Republican Party. And Bill Feehan, the former La Crosse GOP chairman, says he's been seen plenty of change over the years.
Seen a lot of things that happen. Absolutely the most incredible thing is the election of Derek Van Orden to Congress after 26 years of Democrat representation here. That's a really big deal.
Representatives say electing GOP candidates help make local government more balanced. Over 100 members of the La Crosse County GOP were recruited to work at the polls. Democrat Ron Kine held the seat for over 20 years and did not seek re-election in 2022. More local news this morning. Thanks to a $1.5 million donation from a local nonprofit, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is now one step closer to finishing its work on a brand new youth workforce development center. As our Braden Ross explains, the project will focus on setting kids up for success in the skilled trades.
We almost had a party when we heard that they were going to support at that level.
The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is now one step closer to opening a dedicated youth workforce development center.
We're just happy to be one of many supporters of this really impactful effort.
Thanks to a $1.5 million donation from Madison nonprofit Ascendium, the Boys and Girls Club has almost reached its goal of raising $35 million for the McKenzie Regional Workforce Center.
It's a path to the skilled trades, which are high-paying jobs, and path towards upward social mobility.
Vice President of Workforce Development at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County, Alan Branch, says the new facility will focus on getting kids interested in trades and setting them up for future success.
There are a lot of kids, like me, I was one of them, who didn't see a four-year college in their future. Connecting them to playing in the sand with dirt trucks, that can actually be a career, but expose them to the pathway, some of the things that they have to be good at in order to achieve it.
In fact, Branch says the hands-on learning has already begun.
They came in while the construction was going on. We had about 15 kids who worked with our carpenters, and they actually built one of the walls in the Entrepreneurship Center. So I'm looking forward to them coming back as students and bragging about the impact that they've had in the center already.
The center also hopes to help address worker shortages in the future.
This is also supporting the economy by providing skilled labor to the businesses that are really in need of that.
The center is expected to open to students in late July, and the Boys and Girls Club is still looking to raise about $5 million more before then. For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
7:34 now. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul is helping keep families warm this winter. This weekend, the organization is hosting its 31st annual Recycle the Warmth Blanket Drive. Any new or gently used blanket or pieces of bedding collected this weekend will be donated to low-income families throughout the year. Last year, the organization distributed nearly $1,000 worth of blankets and bedding to local families in need.
They may not have a comforter, they may not have sheets. We give them sheets, 2 new blankets, and 2 gently used blankets so that they can stay warm and snug all night long.
If you have gently used bedding or blankets that you'd like to donate, you have through today to do so. You can do that at one of the 6 locations you see there on your screen. Well, coming up next, we have a great story of one local woman taking on a major climb. And you're taking a live look over downtown La Crosse this morning. Greg's got the full forecast when we come back.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs, camping equipment, and campgrounds, all under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets are just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Experience the great outdoors at the Alliant Energy Center Friday through Sunday, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Need life insurance? Select Quote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And Select Quote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
News 3 Now is always on.
Get the Channel 3000 app, activate the push alerts, and we will send you breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
Yeah, we still got, like I said, the cold temperatures are the thing that we're going to keep track of here for the next several days. The snow's moved off, but the cold temperatures, notice International Falls, 33 below zero, so just a taste of what we will get over the next few days. Cloud cover will be in the breakup, so that's the good news, but overall temperatures, negatives as you go westward across, more teens further south, but it's not going to warm up much overall as we go on to the next few days, and that's really the big story for travel impacts today is going to be the clouds and the conditions, that the snow. But the good news with all the snow is we do have a good snowmobile forecast going on right now, so it's great powder conditions or packed up to the north. Good, probably not great just because of those temperatures and those wind chills, but still looks like we can get the trails finally open down here. Snowfall 6.1 as of midnight for Madison. There's your totals for the month and season. Story for La Crosse, like I said, a sharp cutoff of the snow. They hardly got anything up there. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good for the month and above the season too. Shane.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, it's been the dream of one 63-year-old grandmother in Monona to climb the world's largest freestanding mountain. Monica Livingston has had her eye on Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa for 20 years. And finally, she did it. She just got back along with 4 other climbers and was helped by a team of 24 guides and porters. She beat the doubts her kids had when they heard about her lofty goal.
My children questioned it when I started out and told them what I was doing. They're like, Mom, for my birthday, this is my son, his birthday's in February, just please make it back. And I'm like, yes, I plan to.
Well, she sure did, making it back after making it to the top. Later tonight, our Arman Rahman follows Monica's journey through rainforest, over boulders, and through frigid tundra. That's coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Kids in Winona took to the ice Saturday at the annual Kids Ice Fishing event at the McNally Boat Landing. Kids between the age of 6 and 13 were paired up with experienced ice anglers for a hands-on experience. They even got to take home tackle boxes, and the organizers say this event encourages people to enjoy what the outdoors has to offer in the wintertime.
You can canoe, boat, fish, hunt, trap. We're loaded with recreation, so there's no reason to not get outside and do something outdoors because we're in everybody's backyard.
Plus, the event was completely free for any kid who wanted to participate. Family Night is returning to the Gilda's Club in Middleton next month. They stopped by our studios and talked to Josh Sprider about why this is such a value to the community.
Joining us this morning are Kirsten Norsling and Jamie Niemeyer. We want to start with Kirsten here. You're the program director at Gilda's Club.
I am.
Talk a little bit about the benefit of being a part of Gilda's Club and the impact being made in our community.
Sure. So as you know, Gilda's Club is a support organization for anybody dealing with any kind of cancer and their family and friends, right? And so what we have found and what research is sort of panning out is that people who get emotional support during their treatment actually can manage all of those really big emotional challenges that come along with a cancer diagnosis in addition to the treatment, which is really hard.
And Jamie, you are a cancer survivor.
Yes.
Gilda's Club was huge for you.
Gilda's was amazing for me and my family. They changed everything. They really helped with everything. the big thing was that when I was sick, when I was diagnosed, I was really afraid for what was going to happen to my family. And having a place that I could go where my whole family went at the same time was fantastic. We had dinner together, we hung out, and then we went right into groups. And there was a group for my wife, myself, and my daughter, which was most important to me. My daughter was very young then. I think it was 3 when I was diagnosed, so she was between 3 and 6 when I went to Gilda's. And they were able to talk to her how she needed to be talked to. They knew what they were doing, so they were able to really reach her in an age-appropriate way that gave me a lot of relief.
And that relief is super important, and that's why you guys are super excited to be bringing back Family Night.
Yes, Family Night is going to be a little bit changed from what it was, but it will be we'll be starting up in February again. We are setting it up for any families dealing with a cancer diagnosis, people with the diagnosis, adult supporters, as well as the kids. Really from babies on up. For the babies up to 3 or 4-year-olds, we'll have just supportive, just people hanging out with the kids, doing some childcare. 4 to 11 will have their own group, and then 12 plus will have their own group. And so really, like Jamie said, age-appropriate education for the kids, but also the adults will all have support groups. And we'll be doing a dinner beforehand, because we know that getting a whole bunch of people to a group by 6 o'clock is really hard. So between 5:30 and 6, we'll be having dinners specifically for the people in groups, and the groups right now are going to be limited to just people who have kids in the program as well.
All right, well, Jamie and Kirsten, we appreciate you guys this morning. We're going to get the information up on the screen right now, so still plenty of time. So if people are interested, what do they need to know?
Just contact program at gildasclubmadison.org. Registration setup will be this, coming weeks, because there is some onboarding process that needs to happen. But if they can get a hold of us by the 2nd, our orientation is on the 7th at 5:30, I believe, and then groups start on the 14th.
Very, very exciting. Thank you both for being here. We'll have all this up on channel3000.com.
Our thanks to Josh Sprider and Mark Schilling for putting that together. You can find those links right now on our website. Just go to Josh's section in the 608 on channel3000.com. All right, still ahead this morning, Badger men's basketball looking to get back on track. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. A little snow covered, as we got a lot yesterday. Greg's tracking the forecast when we come back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Spark inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo. Chat with local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Browse kitchen, bath, and new home construction trends. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for more information.
Look! It's easy to say things. Anyone can do that.
Look closer.
Meaning what you say, that's a little harder, and a little harder to find. But at US Cellular, when we say you get unlimited data for $29.99 per line, we don't mean only if you get 4 lines. We mean $29.99 per line, even 1. Plus, every plan is price protected for every customer.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
So cozy. How many rooms are in there? Should we go check it out? Yeah.
Get to stay here all weekend.
When you stay at a Verbo,
I call doing the door code.
the host doesn't stay with you.
It looks exactly like the picture.
Because without privacy in your vacation home,
It's a full log cabin, guys.
it isn't really a vacation,
By the fire.
is it?
Oh my God.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, now the snow's ended. Really, our focus is on, at least through Tuesday or Wednesday, the cold snap that we're going to get some bitterly cold temperatures. The good news, it won't last that long, but we're going to deal with that. Wind chills, definitely 15 to 30 below. Probably colder as you go further north, but still everyone will deal with some wind chill. Moderating, get to 20s by Wednesday, still below average, but I think average will get by next weekend, which is now in the low 30s as we start to climb back up, since we're almost going to be in early February. If you don't like the snow, we're not going to see much really for the next week. Fairly quiet, so no accumulating snow at least through next weekend. Flurries are few possible, and then we're going to keep an eye on maybe next weekend for another system. Once again, track is really well uncertain, but that could bring us our next chance of maybe some snow by next week. So fairly quiet or cold pattern we're in right now. Overall, we'll have some clear skies today, and I think cloud cover will come back in. We have a little bit of a system out to the west that's going to spread some cloud cover overnight through our area, but not going to provide much, maybe a flurry or two. And then tomorrow, more sun, and I think once we see the high pressure get close enough, that sets the stage for a very cold Tuesday morning overall. I think that'll be our coldest morning as the high pressure is sitting right to our west by that time we're looking at. If we zoom in, we can see clear skies, northerly winds will continue today. Temperatures will rise to maybe the middle teens for southern Wisconsin. We'll get to 10 at La Crosse and maybe just above 0 as you go further west. Once again, this doesn't factor wind chill, which will probably be below 0 for areas out west, probably around 0 for at least southern Wisconsin. So once again, still pretty cold as we go through. Tonight we'll see cloud cover increase. Like they said, that little system could bring a flurry or two through the area overnight. Temperatures will still fall down near 0 in southern Wisconsin, and as you go west of La Crosse, you probably could get below 0 once again by tomorrow morning. Once again, wind chill too, factor in that. You'll probably be looking at 15 to 20 below in some areas. As you can see there, once again, La Crosse might get to -2 by tomorrow morning. Then Monday, we're setting the stage for clear skies, and like I said, Tuesday morning looks the coldest. Wind chills, we tracked that out today. You can see by tonight, we're going to probably in the 5 to 15 below range. Southern Wisconsin, more 10 to 25 below as you go further west. Once again, that's not going to change much. I think through Monday, it's still going to be all on below 0 because our daytime highs will struggle to get to 10 degrees in southern Wisconsin. And then I think the coldest night, once again, for wind chills and temperatures, probably Monday night. We'll probably see 20 below wind chills or more. In southern Wisconsin, we could approach 30 below wind chills as you go further west of La Crosse come Tuesday morning. The good news is once we get through Tuesday morning, I think things overall improve. If you look over the past 2 weeks, we've been above average. Now we're climbing back down, and we got a brief snap with temperatures. We'll climb back up above average here or at least average by the weekend. Same story goes for La Crosse too. Seeing that trend continue, we're going to see that trend warming on back up towards the end of next week. Something to keep in mind of. You see the 10-day forecast that kind of already spells it out. Quiet period through most of the week. We will moderate those temperatures, and that's the same story for La Crosse too. Temperatures overall could get freezing eventually by Saturday, and all attention will then turn to Thursday and see if the groundhog sees a shadow or he doesn't.
All eyes on the groundhog, Greg.
Yeah, pretty much this week. That's the one thing we look forward to, the holiday in February, this early.
Sure. All right, if you say so. Thanks, Greg. Well, Badger men's basketball is struggling to find some consistency in 2023, and it makes sense between those injuries and losses. It's been a tough month for this group, have only tallied 2 wins in January, and coming off 2 straight road losses, this group eager to get out of this funk. Trying to avenge their first Big Ten loss of the season, hosting Illinois, they also get Max Klesmit back after missing 2 games with an injury. The first Badger bucket belongs to Klesmit, a triple and the early lead. Now the first half pretty lackluster for both sides. Badgers trail by 4 at the break, but they find their footing halfway through the second. Steven Crowell splashes home a 3, and it's a 1-point game. Chucky Hepburn, quick to follow, works past a defender for an open bucket. 2 of his team high 15. Then the Illini started dialing things up, especially Max Mayer. Career high 26 points from him. The Badgers dropped their third straight game, 61-51. This makes it their 6th loss in 7 games. So the question is, what do you do now? Greg Gard's answer, get back to who they are.
The number one thing, by and large, was what we were not doing defensively. And that's been the emphasis. You know, getting Max back helps that. It doesn't fix everything. But for the most part, seeing that intensity and toughness and grit, as I mentioned at the outset, return is good, because we can't stray. That has to be a part of who we are with this team.
Badgers get a bit of time off before their next game. They head to Columbus to face Ohio State on Thursday. Tip-off set for 6. From 5 straight losses to 3 straight wins, the Wisconsin women's hockey team is starting to look like itself again. The latest dub is over St. Thomas on Friday night. In Game 1 of their series, UW trying to break out the brooms for the 2nd weekend in a row. Best way to do that? Right here. Sophie Shirley corals the puck off the boards, sends it back to Maddie Wheeler. She buries the first goal of the game. The Badgers getting after its second period. Same score when Kirsten Sims lights the lamp to make it a 2-goal game. Then Casey O'Brien adds another later in the period for good measure. UW sweeps St. Thomas after completing a 3-0 shutout. The men's team wrapped up its series with Notre Dame last night. The Fighting Irish would sweep Bucky after a 3-1 win. Up next for Wisconsin is a trip to face Michigan. Well, hey, make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. And one more check of the weather when we come back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Need to update your furniture? Menards has the furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $2.99 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional, a new recliner, or love seat? Buy one today, get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone. In-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
I've been dreaming of this for like over 20 years.
And with no more experience than a love for walking, she hit the trail.
You're like, oh my gosh, what in the world have I gotten into?
In a News 3 Now exclusive, Armand Rahman traces a local woman's trek up the world's highest freestanding mountain.
Oh my God, that was a little bit scary.
What she learned about herself and her advice to others who dream big. From Monona to Kilimanjaro. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
7:56. Just want to give another update on that breaking news this morning. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says deputies have recovered a body from a man from Lake Wabisa early this morning. He was apparently ice fishing on the lake last night and did not return home. Deputies found a spot on the lake where an ATV may have gone through the ice and recovered the man's body. All right, before we go, Greg, how about one more check of the weather?
Well, like I said, the cold temperatures are the thing to say that we'll deal with here for the next several days. So the snow's not going anywhere. We might have some sun, so sun glare, especially with that new snow out there. And those sub-zero wind chills, cold temperatures, we're going to see that for the next several days. There's your high temperatures near zero, Rochester, mid-teens. Southern Wisconsin, tomorrow it's even colder. May not reach zero west of La Crosse. We'll get single digits here.
All right, Greg. Thanks for waking up with us. We will see you next weekend.